Welcome to episode 1 of Assorted Thoughts. This is going to be our weekly podcast. We're going to be coming every Saturday. Pause again. We had to end the last one because it said pause and Cooper started hysterically laughing, but we're just gonna keep it moving. Um, so yeah, the way I want this to work is I want it to be different forms of media. So I would like to have like maybe a brand come out later, like clean and shit. We're gonna have a YouTube channel. The videos aren't gonna be as consistent at first because of the quarantine, but as soon as the quarantine's over, I'd like it to be weekly podcast like it'll be during quarantine, and then maybe a video or two extra that we both do maybe about other shit like. But yeah, that's not gonna be as consistent until quarantine's over. So the reason it's called Assorted Thoughts is because a lot of brands or just companies in general, they put themselves in a box. I feel like shout out Connor Smith. He runs Violence. He just tweeted out like 2 weeks ago that he feels like he has to start another brand in order to do what he likes because he feels like he can't release certain clothes under the brand Violence. So I think Assorted Thoughts, it's going to be whatever we want. We'll just do our thing. Like it's not going to be not it's going to be all natural, It's going to be our thoughts, everything. So our first topic is going to be top 5 artists, just to get, people knowing like what kind of shit we like in rap. So it's not top MCs. We're not going off of how good they are. We're going pretty much off of how they've impacted us in our lives. And so I'll start off with my number 1, and then we should go probably back and forth. So my number 1 is Eminem. So when I was probably 5, my dad gave me an iPod. Yeah, I know, fucking 2007. iPods were a thing. So it had Lose Yourself on it, and that was really like the only. I'll mention another artist that was on there, but that was my favorite song off that whole iPod. So I listened to that shit every day. Really loved that song, and it just got me into rap. Like, and it sounds kind of corny to say, but like as a white kid liking rap music, Eminem was the shit. Like, he really was what you wanted to look up to in this culture, and he really did that for a lot of white people. So that's my number 1.
Mm-hmm. So am I going to share mine now?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So on my list, I put my number 1 as Action Bronson. But I don't really like. He's not really like. I mean, obviously, he's a famous. I would say he's like a C-list celebrity. He's not like a superstar, but he's still like mainstream. But I don't know. He was one of the first like rap. Well, because everybody had that phase in like late elementary school, middle school when Chance the Rapper dropped Acid Rap.
Yeah,
that's the name of the album, right? Acid Rap.
Yes.
And I kind of like went on to look at like Chance's stuff, and I found Action Bronson because he had a song with Action Bronson, and I listened to that. I went through and I listened to that album, and it was just like, I never really checked out like rap music like that before, but it was the album Mr. Wonderful, and it just had so many fucking Are we gonna swear on this?
Yeah.
Okay. It just had so many fucking bangers on it, and like, for me to appreciate it at the time, and then to still back like now in 2020 appreciate all of his stuff, like new stuff too. It's I don't know, like I know that he's still like not liked by a lot of people, but I fucking love him a lot. And he was in a movie this year. He was in The Irishman, that Scorsese movie. He only had like a 10-minute cameo, and then his song, I know this is off topic sort of, but Red Dot Music with Mac.
Oh yeah.
Like if we were to do a top 5 songs of all time, that would be on it for mine.
Yeah.
And because of Action Bronson, I mean obviously because of Mac, but Action Bronson had a fucking banger verse on that song. All right.
Action Bronson, he's not even just a rapper anymore. Bro has a fucking
he's a TV
cookbook.
personality.
He has a
cooking show.
So,
His Munchies with Viceland, then he has his own called Fuck That's Delicious. And then he
He's almost certainly more prominent outside of rap than he is inside.
he has that show. Have you ever heard of Ancient Aliens?
Yes.
It's where
fucking
the
gets
green
high and
screen he's got
reacts
with
to
all different rappers on
aliens,
it.
yeah.
Dude,
Yeah,
I fucking absolutely love that show. But it's so fire. But
So,
yeah, that's my number one. So now you should know your number two.
alright. So my number 2 is Mac Miller. Just what he did for me, I was like, I don't want to say depressed because there's people that are actually depressed out there, and like I don't think I was that, but I was really, really sad at the end of my freshman year, in the summer going into my sophomore year. So Mac Miller, Objects in the Mirror, that shit, that helped. Um, his
Fire
whole
song.
watching movies with the sound turn off, that was the first album that put me onto him, and it was really, really, really good. I listen to that shit all the time. I still do. I have
That
the
still looks like an extremely experimental album too. A lot of people say
I
that's like
have
his worst.
the I have the vinyl right here. My favorite album by him by far. Um, yeah, he one of the normal, not one of the normal, one of my like favorite traits that you can
Good boy.
one of the most important things a rapper can do for me is to experiment and to change. And we'll talk about a rapper later who released an album last week that doesn't change at all. And I fuck despise that. Um, I think you need to try new shit. You need to. You're an artist first.
Especially
You're
three
not
albums.
yeah. Like if you go listen to a Mac Miller album, no other album sounds exactly like that. None. He tries different shit. He has different features. He has different styles. He doesn't even stay in the same genre sometimes. His last 2 albums were not even rap albums. They weren't. He has done more for music than a lot of people that are looked up to right now, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
His versatility, his he does it good. He does it really well. He's a great artist. So yeah, that's my number 2.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, so on mine, this number two and my number three. This is a hard spot. I don't know who's going for it, but I'm definitely just gonna have to go with Bones for this one. Not a lot of people know about Bones, but he has probably the most loyal fit. Not right now.
Is that Charlie?
Yeah, I might have to let him out in the front yard. He probably has one of the most loyal fan bases, and honestly, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say in fucking entire music industry, because it's not big, but like a dead loyal fan base. Because it's Sesh Hollow Water Boys is just a big fucking group, and they've been around since 2012. They've been putting shit out, and like Bones as an artist is just he's extremely creative, and it definitely like he's hard to get into, but once you get into it, you can see, and like once you actually start to understand like his whole process, you can see he's like extremely versatile. He has a ton of projects, and not each one of them, but he's covered a majority of the main like popular genres out currently. He's just done it all, and he's done a lot for me. He was not one of the first artists but he's definitely one of the first artists I started listening. Oh my God, take it. When I started getting into underground music, but he's just a genius. Yeah. That's
So my number 3 is Lil Wayne. When I was in 5th grade, I don't know if it dropped that. I think it did. You know who put me on to this album? So I'm Not a Human Being Part 2 came out.
Mm-hmm.
And that shit, bro, I was rapping every song not knowing what the hell I was saying. Like there's one where he's like eyes red, walls moving, fucking something's looking at me, I'm seeing shit. I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about? But that shit was so sick to me. Like just the way it sounded to me, I loved it. and that was another early influence. And obviously, Lil Wayne, all time, he's the most influential rappers there is. Like, you wouldn't have most of the rappers in this new generation without Lil Wayne. That's just a fact. Like, he really put on for a lot of people. He fucking put on for Drake, Nicki, Tiger.
Oh yeah.
We wouldn't have most of this shit without Lil Wayne. He was a revolutionary in the music industry. Seriously.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I mean, just like his metaphorically too, he has more metaphors in his songs than any rapper I know. His literary catalog is incredible.
That was his, I mean, it still is like his thing. Like, it used to be a big meme when people would like make like clever puns and call it like Lil Wayne something, but it was actually like man be spinning.
Yeah, it's crazy. He just does it differently than everybody else does, and
and like his most famous, like he has like some of his most famous lines, like "Real G's moving silence like lasagna."
yeah. So yeah, he just his speech is just on the next level. He may not be able to rhyme like Jay, you know, like, but his shit is hard. So that's my number 3.
Yeah, you wanna know mine?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'll tell you. So my number 3 is something that a lot of people would disagree with. I'm gonna go out there and say that Kanye is up there for my number 3. He's got a couple. I think all of his projects are great in their own way, and I think he started a fucking countless trends in music and fashion and a bunch of other industries. And he obviously has made some pretty dumb statements on multiple different topics. One being politics, mainly politics, and and just other things, you know, like his comments about slavery being a choice, and that's just an example. But I think that he has projects like Yeezus and My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, and those are 2 of my favorites. And yeah, I think that he's done a lot for music, and he's done a lot. He was one of the first people that I could really get into. So I remember one of the first like rap albums where I really got into like famous rappers like Jay-Z and Kanye was Watch the Throne. And I really like that album, and that's kind of what got me into listening to like 808s and Heartbreaks and stuff. And like Kanye West is a household name since we were all little, because he's always since our generation, he's just always been doing dumb shit, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, on the topic of Kids See Ghosts, Joe, so a big influence for this podcast for me, not for Cooper, almost definitely, was the Joe Budden podcast. And Joe said when that album came out that he wasn't even going to listen to it because Kanye's name was attached to it. And while I do think that, like, to a certain degree, the artist should be, you know, like, oh man, what the fuck am I trying to say? I'm so bad at talking. To a certain extent, you should separate the art from the artist. But
for sure,
I don't think, like, fucking R. Kelly. I'm not gonna go listen to an R. Kelly song. I'm gonna be honest. Like, there's certain shit that people do that you just now can't listen to that music. You cannot listen to R. Kelly now. He was a mass rapist. Like, there's certain shit that you can't separate the art and the artist. But what Kanye does, like, yeah, he has some crazy opinions, but it's nothing that's like fucking. He's not racist. He's not like. He's not insane. He was to a certain extent at one point, but I think he's gotten a little bit better. You haven't heard those crazy ass opinions lately. Like, he's still a Trump supporter, but like, people are entitled to their opinions. Like, he's never said anything that's hurt anybody, like, other than the slavery. But that he was fucking out of pocket for that. That was insane. You cannot say that. But other than that, really, like, it's. He had a crazy manic episode, and he's recovered now, I feel, and I think we can start listening to his shit again. And Kids See Ghosts for me was a great album. I really like that album.
I think it's almost unfair to not separate the art from the artist with him because like he is just so talented.
Yes.
And he just like he's a storyteller, and like you can't take that away from him. Just like obviously I'm not agreeing with what he said, and like I'm not siding with him, but I am siding with the fact that you should appreciate his music.
Yes.
Do you want to go at number 4?
Yeah, so my number 4 is going to be Jay-Z. So going back to my number 1, I said that my dad gave me an iPod. On that iPod also was Encore, the song he did with Linkin Park off that album. The album was a little crazy, but I love that song.
Yeah.
And what was the other song? I think it was 99 Problems. I want to say it was 99 Problems. But yeah, just another really influential artist. Not even as much of an artist. Like, the dude is a billionaire. He's so smart. He went from fucking dealing crack in New York to being a billionaire. Like,
one of the
really
richest
respected,
men, owns
not
an
even
island.
respected by just, he's one of those people that like my grandmother likes. Like my grandmother knows Jay. Like he's just one of those people that's so well respected by everybody, not even just in his community that he grew up in or by his culture and people, but by everybody worldwide. He has just gained everyone's respect. There is not one person who can say Jay-Z does not earn my respect. Even his enemies, even people that hate on him, you still have to give him the respect that he has.
I give him the most respect for marrying Beyonce. Because
no disrespect to Jay-Z, but that he's an ugly dude, and
oh my god! And you know what's crazy? I hope Jay-Z doesn't see this. His daughter got all of his looks. Not a lick of Beyonce in that girl.
She has a lick of Beyonce. It's not insane.
Yeah, a lick.
Yeah,
but she has a fucking donkey kick of Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Oh my god. But honestly, I was never a huge Jay-Z fan. Well, like obviously, like you said, I have respect for him and I know like what he's about. But I just never really found myself to be too into his music. I like 444 when that dropped, and then Magna Carta Holy Grail. That was a good album. Or is that the name of the album, or is that just the name of the song?
I think so.
I think it's Magna Carta. But yeah, that's a great album. Sure. And then obviously his older stuff like The Blueprint, and then isn't there an album called The Black Album?
Yeah, and Reasonable Doubt is really great.
Yeah. All right. What was that? Your number 4?
So it's your number 4 now.
My number 4 is Schoolboy Q. The man, the myth. I fucking love him. All of his projects, they've never missed for me. I've always, obviously, not a thing he says I can relate to because he's talking about gangbanging and being a fucking crip. And you see me, not me. But, you know, I vibe with his music. I like listening to his stuff. He has a lot of really good songs about like addiction and stuff. And he talks about some real shit. And all of his albums have just always hit for me. I've just always thought like, and he has like every time him and Matt, I have a lot of respect for him because of Mac Miller too, because him and Mac Miller were really good friends, and everything they made together was just a banger.
Yeah.
But geez, and then have you ever heard Melt? It's like it's one of those like random singles, but oh my god, I gotta send it to you. It's gas.
Yeah, my number 5 is Wiz Khalifa. A lot of people are gonna disagree with that, but he was a big influence when I was probably like 8 or 9. My mom was dating this guy DJ, and we were Killingly, and he had a son who was like 17, huge stoner.
Really? You never told me about that.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I was probably 8.
Disgusting.
He was like 17. Actually, I don't think. Well, no way he sees this. He just got into like heroin and shit. Like he was
really?
DaBaby, and then they had like a fucking DaBaby. They had a miscarriage, and he was like got into heroin and shit like that. But yeah, he was a huge pothead in high school, and he like wouldn't go to class and shit. Bro, one time he like shot me up with BB guns outside. He was a fucking dick. But he had all that fucking TGOD, Taylor Gang or Die. Like he had a towel, he had a shirt, he had like a sleeveless shirt because he was like a pretty like buff dude. So he had like this sleeveless fucking TGOD shirt. He was a huge Wiz fan. So like all of his shit was playing throughout our house a lot, and I listened to Roll Up. I remember I had this shitty old laptop that I used to watch rap YouTube videos on and play this little like castle game where you would have to swing the catapult and hit the fucking castles down.
Yeah.
So I would always have 2 tabs open. I would always be listening to Wiz, and on the other one I would be playing that fucking game. And yeah, Roll Up, that shit was so good. We'll talk about his album that just came out. It's not even an album, but we'll talk about his project that came out a little later. That's not my number 5.
Bet. All right. You ready?
Yeah, what's your 5?
So my number 5 is, wait a minute. This is just a clarifying question. It doesn't have to be rappers, does it?
No, it's just artists.
Okay. So my number 5 is Travis Barker from Blink-182. Okay. He's the drummer.
Yeah.
The reason I'm saying that is because of his contributions to every genre community. He's been making fucking, well, first of all, like Blink-182, one of my favorite bands. He's a great fucking drummer. He's always been one of the greatest. And he's done tons and tons and tons of collaborations over the years. And he's gained a lot of respect from me just because of like his production talent, and also like just because his musical talent in general. And he actually recently made a project with Suicide Boys, which I
was trying to think of who he fucking did a collab.
I went and I saw the show for that. It was technically it was that tour. I think what that Suicide Boys tour was just an extra tour on the way to Rolling Loud so they could get some extra money.
Yeah,
you know?
Probably.
But yeah. So
I'll that tour to go to New York.
Which one are you talking about? Grey Day? Because I'm
pretty sure it was that one.
There was another just solo Suicide Boys show. I think it was in October, and it was right before Rolling Loud was in New York. Grey Day was in August.
All right, so then that was Grey Day. Yeah, I don't think I ended up even buying a ticket for the other one.
The other one was fucking phenomenal. It was a great show. There was a couple fights. A couple people got kicked out. There was a guy wearing, because you know how Suicide Boys like drops merch and shit, like G59. Yeah. There was a guy wearing a G59 bulletproof vest in the fucking audience. Oh my god, he got kicked out. He got kicked out because he fucking he came in with his girl and some guy punched his girl in the throat in the mosh pit. Definitely on purpose. But dude spazzed the fuck out and was waiting for him outside the show. He was waiting for him outside the show, and this weird dude with one arm came up to me and Gavin. And he walked out. Me and Gavin were standing on, me, Gavin, and Dom. The Dom was there too. We were standing on one side of the street after the show, and the theater was on the other side of the street. And this guy walks across the street. He's just like super chill looking dude with one arm, and he's eating a bag of carrots. And he's like, yeah, because the dude that got his girlfriend got punched. He was standing outside the place, fucking like screaming at the other guy about to fight him. Motherfucker comes over with a bag of carrots. He offers them to us, and we're just chatting it up. We're just chatting it up about the show, and then never got his name. He just left. But there you go. That's my 5th artist. Is Travis Barker.
All right, so that's our top 5 artists.
And then our next topic is
Connecticut music. So
Connecticut music.
This is going to be a permanent segment. We'll try to do it every week, but like it's really just going to be whenever like people that know in Connecticut drop music. And if we start to learn more about the Connecticut scene, then we'll definitely get into that more. But today we only have one song. It's what was the fucking name of it? Too Much by I Hate Sunday and Filthy Rich V. I thought, so we'll just give our like quick thoughts on it, and So they submitted it. Does it like how does that work?
I don't know. I didn't ask him. I didn't repost it. I'm trying to get that I'm trying to get the guest feature right now. I'll see if he's gonna FaceTime me. Then I'll talk about it
So
like.
so I think the video was great. I really liked the video. It was the editing was great. Where did they film it? Where was that like colorful room at?
Well, a lot of it was green screen. Some of it. It was at Sunday's house, Filthy's apartment. And then I have no clue. I think it was like, because I didn't even know they were shooting it. Because me and Filthy
Yeah.
were supposed to shoot something, and then, well, the thing is, we just like, I mean, we got around to shooting some stuff from the few times that I went over his place, but I don't know. I still like, we're still gonna make something together. And like, obviously, I think that this guy, the way that this dude did it is great, and like the editing of it is great. But I definitely think that I can. I definitely think that I can really like start like something like locally,
Yeah.
because I mean, there's nobody that really does that kind of like obviously there's people that do music videos like that one, like just with a regular camera and stuff. But I feel like there's nobody around here that really is bringing that like VHS analog style. And
Yeah.
I would love to be the person to do it. And I
Yeah.
definitely have the connections and the friends and people that I can work with and stuff.
Yeah, you
But
have multiple friends who are rappers. It's kind of weird to think about.
well, not even just rappers. I have multiple friends that are just like,
Yeah. Just in that culture of like doing shit like that. You have
yeah,
like people who really like film, who really like photography, who really like just, all right, are you gonna pick your nose while we're doing this?
I'm fixing my nose ring.
Yeah.
I can't even
That's
pick
what
this
that's what
nostril.
that's what you that's what you should tell the people, yeah.
You are a
Fucking liar.
bastard.
Fucking liar. Um the the different approaches that they took to it I think really worked. Filthy he was more attacking the beat, if you know what I mean. Like he wasn't really just like Sunday was really laid back. He had more of that
Oh,
melody
filthy
cuz he
jumped
was
that
like
shit.
yeah, cuz he was he just had a really more melodic style, but
Yeah.
Filthy was really going in rapping on it. And I think it worked really well together with Sunday on the chorus and him, more spitting the verse.
No, yeah,
Um
filthy always he spits like he's aggressive when he raps and
yeah,
it's fire.
and his cadence was really great on it too. I really
Hmm.
liked his cadence and the way he raised his voice at certain points.
Yeah,
I think the beat was real cool. It wasn't like insane, but it wasn't bad. It was a good beat.
yeah.
Um, so yeah, I watched it probably like 5 times, and that's what I got from it. Um, Instinct no meaning. I like that. I like that line. That
I
shit.
think
The Mickey Mouse. That
they're
shit was funny.
filthy's got it going.
Yeah,
He's up
I think he could be one of the first people to go mainstream. He
because
has
he's
that
not
star
about that
power.
fucking silly shit. Like
Yeah.
everybody like I don't know how to say this. I'm not gonna say it, but filthy's he's about it. He's about what he does.
Yeah. Um he's not a fake dude from what you've told me and what I see. Um Also, god damn it, bro. I don't know why people fucking call me now. See, now I forget what I was saying. Oh,
You were saying,
his fucking he dresses really well. In that video specifically, he had to on. I forget. I remember there was one where he was wearing some Revenge Storms and he had like the a long sleeve under and then like a white tee. I forget exactly what he was wearing, but that shit was sick. Um, so he's not like him too. You have to have more than just being good with words to be a
yeah,
good artist. You have to do things outside of rap. You have to have that star power if you really want to blow. If you want to be like an underground rapper, you can have just that. But you really to blow like what makes Playboy Cardi great is that He raps well. You know, he has a different sound than anybody has.
He's a fucking
He has
genius.
crazy fits. He is very mysterious and he stays
Dude,
pretty anonymous.
he talks, he shows, he doesn't tell.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just what makes great. And I think a lot of people need that to be able to make it into the mainstream now, because it's not just about rapping anymore. It's about who the kids attach themselves to. It's about who you can see yourself wanting to be one day. And kids now don't want to be just a rapper. They want to be a fucking popular guy who dresses clean, who has the baddest bitch, who has the best cars, who has so now it's kind of sad to say, and I don't believe in this. You do need that star power to be a great rapper now. You can't just do it with words anymore. So, and I think that started probably in the early 2000s with fucking why am I blanking? Dude who wore the pink outfit and with the pink phone. Fucking
Cameron.
Cameron. I think that started around then with just being different and wearing cool shit and like just creating trends, being a trendsetter.
Like, yeah. Like, did you see the Pain video?
Yes. So I want to talk about that. So I sent that to him and he was like, "Oh, this is just some more fucking bullshit where he's biting other sounds." And I was like, "Okay, well, the first part is a little bit drill rappy. Like that's not his style really. But the second part, like after that,
so the first part is hold on. That is an unreleased snippet with this guy who is a drill rapper.
Yeah.
Fivo Foreign. I don't know who that is, but
part,
that's Pureborn, Drake, and Playboi Carti.
Yeah.
That's what that song is. I've known about that song for a fucking minute, and they dropped that. Ian has a secret Twitter, and he dropped that video on Twitter like 3 hours before he dropped that on Instagram, and I was going nuts because that's not the official video. The guy who made and edited the video, well, Ian shot the video, and the guy who edited it, I follow him because he works for the Sicko team, the Sicko editing team. But he only has a couple thousand followers, so like nobody joins his lives. And I joined his live the night that the snippet dropped. That's not the video. That's not the music video. That's just an edit. And they're not gonna drop like the full video for it. That was just like in the club. He had said he doesn't know if there's a music video for it. He doesn't know when it's dropping. The main thing that people wanted him to confirm was that Playboi Carti was on the song, because they only showed the Drake part, but he confirmed that Carti's on the song, which is fire.
Didn't he say it was dropping that night or some shit? Because everybody was tight.
Everybody thought because Ian was talking about dropping Pain. Pain is literally just an ode to Ian, because that's literally his name.
Yeah.
Born from, because the league is supposedly called Pain 1993. That's literally Ian's name. That's his like. It's Born from Pain 1993 is Ian's name.
Yeah.
So like that.
Nobody, unless you actually know, nobody's gonna know what we're talking about with Ian Connor, but like he really has like started a lot of trends. He hangs out with A$AP Rocky. I mean, he's a stylist for a lot of people that you don't even know like he's a stylist for. Dude, like not even if he's not personally dressing people are trying to look like him. Like just know that. Like people are trying to look like him and act like him. Because he does a lot.
Well, I mean, so Ian acted. He was kind of, before he went to jail, he was kind of like fucking. He was still cool and shit, but he was like off the rails doing dumb shit. And then when he got out of jail, it just was like strictly business. And like that man was like, he was going sick. He was like, I'm free.
Yeah. I forget what I was gonna say. Oh, when he went to jail, the way he took that shit was fire. He just took the year. Like he
literally posted in some Sicko in the courthouse. He was like, I'm high as shit. Like, see you in a year.
Yeah,
he was all perks.
I remember he was like, this is a decision that I've made to carry a gun. I'm okay with it. This is my decision, and I got to do my time. Like that's the way everybody should work. And I think that's when I realized he was cool. Like the way he just took that shit
Yeah.
was really great. Um, we just went on a crazy tangent. All right,
It's
so
all right
bringing it
though.
back in,
That's what
we've
happens in
got
podcasts.
so we have Lil Tecca one single versus DaBaby's album. So it's not us. Like I've seen more than I'd say I've seen about 5 people say that Lil Tecca's single was better than DaBaby's whole album. So I'll just speak on Lil Tecca's single. He really danced around the beat. He had some crazy ass melodies on it. He started spitting at one point and just like he switched it up a lot during that song. Um, it was a really good single. I I don't know if you can say that it was better than the whole album per se, but when it comes to DaBaby,
Mm-hmm.
I this is what I was talking about earlier with sounding the same. Tracks 5 through 7 were pretty good. He switched it up a little bit. He started singing. It sounded like shit, but I still give props for trying at
Yeah.
least. But even I noticed towards the end of the album, he would start a song. I would be like, okay, he's coming in with a different flow, and then he'd just be like, nah, fuck that, and start coming back with the same shit he's been spitting for fucking 3 years. I'm like,
So
what do you like? I can't believe that. So yeah, I would give it a 5 out of 10. It wasn't horrible because it's DaBaby, so like it sounds cool, but it's just like he really needs to artistically just go in a different direction, at least for
yeah,
one album. Maybe drop a mixtape or some shit. Just try something, try
yeah,
something else. But like you can't try something new on one song on your entire album and have the rest just sound like the same fucking bullshit you've been putting out for years.
hmm
So yeah, I'll give that a 5 out of 10. Um, on the Wiz album, I really like the beat selection. Um, Ty Dolla Sign, bro, he continues to just crush choruses. That dude is a master with choruses. He just sounds great. The way it flows on different beats, it's just
dude.
amazing.
I swear to God, he doesn't age. That guy's been around. That guy's been the same amount of popping since I was like in fifth grade. Like
Yeah,
he hasn't budged.
I know.
Not funny.
I think um Still Wiz, the song on that album, it's literally just still DRE, the beat. And then
Yeah.
he just it's not even an album, it's more of a mixtape. I think it was just to remind people that he's out here. And I think since he knows that everybody's on quarantine, he knows he's going to get more people to listen to him. Because let's be honest, 2009 dropped in last year, and I loved that album, but I didn't know one person in my friend
hmm
group who listened to that album. I think he just dropped like Still Fly, Still Something. I'll be honest, I didn't listen to it because I don't really like when rappers drop tapes with a lot of features. I don't
Yeah.
enjoy that. I think you should have, if say it's like a 12 track album, I think you should have like 4 feature songs. And I
hmm
think the rest should be like you. If you can't do it on your own, then you don't deserve to be an artist.
Yeah.
Um, so that song was just the theme of the entire mixtape. It was just reminding people that he's out here smoking weed, driving cool cars, doing his thing. Like he's just reminding people that he's still Wiz. Like I think that was the idea of the tape. High Today, the last song featuring Logic. I'll be honest, I was a Logic fan when his I forget what the fuck it was called. Um I have a horrible memory, by the way, so I have like fucking notes written down and shit, just like so I can remember things that I was talking about last night, um, or thinking of last night, and I was surprised with Logic on this one. It sounded like he did in 2014 a little bit more. It was a little more organic than his last couple albums were. So I actually did enjoy the feature. I forget what the exact line was, but he was like still driving like a valet. Could have done without that corny simile. But other than that, I'm not gonna grade it as an album So like I can't really compare it to everything else, but in doing what he did and what he set out to do, I'd give it an 8 out of 10 for what he attempted. Um, he could have done without a couple features, I think. Um, he maybe could have made it like 10 tracks instead of, I think it was 7 maybe. There
I
was a
hate
couple
a
things
short
that I
album
would have
like
changed.
that.
Yeah, my ideal. I'll go off on a little tangent again. My ideal for tracks on an album is usually 12 to 15. I think because today I think a lot of people put in a lot less effort than they did in say the early 2000s. Like on a 50 Cent album or an early Eminem album, you would get 20 songs really, and they would all be as best to the ability of the rapper that they could. But now you're starting to see, I don't want to say mumble rappers because I don't want to disrespect anybody. I still like some of that stuff. And I definitely do like Lil Yachty, shit like that, that people that are considered mumble rappers, I really like them. But it's just people don't put as much effort into stuff.
Yeah.
So I think you record like 25 songs, cut it in half, use 12 of them, make sure that you have a great engineer on that shit, make it sound good, put 12 songs out. Because I think if you put 25 songs out, it just floods your shit and you're going to end up having a good amount of shitty songs on there if you put
Yeah.
out huge albums nowadays. So I
Yeah.
think for me, 12 albums is the ideal, or 12
12
songs is the
songs.
ideal for an
Nah,
album.
that yeah. Because I mean, depending on what kind of artist you are, that's just enough to like. If you're one of those people that like has a story following throughout their album, that's like just
Yeah.
enough to,
It's good for
But
concept albums. Yeah, you're not gonna
yeah.
need skits to fill that shit. Like, 12 songs is good.
Okay.
So now moving on to Westside's album, Westside Gunn.
I'll
This
speak on
shit
this
was
one first
great. Yeah,
because you've been speaking on everything first.
yeah,
Hunter put me on to Griselda earlier this year, like earlier in the school year. So like
yeah.
like November. And I was bumping it and bumping it, And then I saw Virgil a couple of weeks ago posted Westside Gunn. I could first of all, I'll just start by saying I don't really know Griselda like apart like that, so I didn't know which one Westside Gunn was. I'm gonna be 100% honest
He's the one
until
that
I
goes,
listened.
"Hey yo."
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's the thing. He's got the most bars out of all of them. I like that guy. So I was hyped
Yeah,
when I heard that it was him. And the features on it are great. The features don't flood Westside Gunn. He doesn't flood out his features. I love the song with Joey Badass and Tyler the Creator because I love Joey Badass. He's just great. That's all. He's just great. And then French Toast. I love the concept of French Toast. I love that song when he's
you
talking
have
about
pretty much the
he's with
same
a girl in
exact key
Paris.
points
He's
as
like,
me. Yeah,
what? And yeah,
you have
I'll
pretty
let
much
you.
the
I'll let you
exact.
go then.
Well, no, you can keep going.
Well, no, I
But
didn't really have much else to say.
oh, okay. So I'll be honest, I don't love when a group has a solo artist go off and do their own thing, and then like 5 fucking tracks on the album are just that group. Like it's a
Yeah.
little lazy to me. But I'll be honest, the first song
Yeah, yeah, I
that
know.
was
Yeah,
all 3 of them, that was a really good song.
yeah.
And I don't want to say that Westside got outshined, but he did by Conway.
Well,
Conway
I mean
fucking
that's fine.
Conway put down like a fucking 72. He was spitting, bro. He had this it wasn't even a single bar, but he had this flow when he got to this biscotti bar that was just incredible. And then at the end of his verse when he said before I was doing those with M or some shit, like
Yeah.
bro, he switched up his flow like 3 times. He just spit, bro. He was really going in. And I honestly think that that was my favorite verse on the entire album was that Conway verse on that song. Um, I'm really glad to see them compete against each other because sometimes when you have that like solo artists go do their own thing, there's like an understanding. All right, don't let them like do that. Like don't let them fucking um outshine you. Like you gotta put in your all, and like there's an understanding with the other artists that like, all right, like go hard, don't put out a shitty verse, but don't outshine the solo artist. But they don't do that. They compete against each other. That's what's gonna. I think that's what's gonna keep them together. Wow, I just said that bad. That was horrible. I think that's gonna keep them together and like propel them forward is the fact that they compete, because once you start get like staying laid back, then you establish like a dominant artist in the group, and then that's when shit goes sour, because now that artist is taking everything. Like now there's a little bit of tension between all the artists. But if you stay competing and like one person outshines the other on a song, it makes you want to work and still keep working on your craft and propelling forward. And I feel be able to do that over the next few years. I think this is going to be a group that we look back at as a classic hip hop group in 10, 15 years. I think they're really gonna shine.
Yeah.
They're
Oh, for
probably
sure.
my favorite group out right now, for sure. I mean, like people like the Migos, but like it's the Migos and that like Lil Uzi, that shit isn't really for me. But Westside, he really did good on this. I really liked Eurostep. It was short and sweet, but the main verse he spit was really good. Wale's voice on his voice control on French Toast was awesome. Wale proved that he can still hang. He a lot of people don't bump Wale, but he's good. Like I listen to again the Joe Budden podcast a lot, and they come back and talk about this a lot, that he's like disappointed people don't listen to him, and he should be, because he is as good as a lot of rappers that are out there shining, and he's not. And I'm not really sure why that is. I haven't been able to figure it out yet, but I think he just needs to get his name out there more by doing more features and shit like this, just so that people like understand that Wale is really about his shit.
Yeah.
The production was also incredible. I forget the name of the guy that does the main Griselda production. I remember pronouncing it wrong the first time. I don't remember what it is though. Tyler has a song where that he produced towards the end. 327, I think it was called. That was a really good song, obviously. I love Joey Badass, and I don't know where he's been over the last fucking like 2 years, and it's like pretty disappointing to me, because I think he's one of the best rappers in his generation.
Oh yeah,
And
1999, the mixtape.
Yes.
Nothing will ever beat that fucking mixtape.
Yeah, even his last album, like he went out. He stopped making music when he was at like an all-time high. Like people were bumping that album. That was like album of the week when it came out, and I don't remember what else released with it, but I remember it being like a really good album, listening to it a lot. And like a lot of my friends that don't really like that style of music, that more like that dumbed down shit, even they were listening to it. So I think Joey Badass can, if he comes back right, he can be a major artist. Like
Yeah.
nothing's stopping him from doing that except himself. I'm not sure why he hasn't been around. Is it like label issues? Like I'm not really sure.
Well, I don't keep up with him like that, but I feel like
Yeah,
he pop out with a fire project.
yeah.
Lil
He just said the other day that he'll like repay people for waiting on it.
Yeah.
He said he's coming out with new music, so I really can't wait for that. So the Youngboy album, I'll preface this by saying I wouldn't say I'm a hater, but I'm not a Youngboy lover. I'm not one of his cult fans. Like I've never really understood all the hype behind him, because I think there's people that do what he does but better. And
Yeah.
I think like the feelings that he expresses that people attach themselves to, I think there's other artists that express those same feelings but in a better way. And I think he gets a little reckless with the way he attacks beats, but I'll get into that a little more.
Yeah.
I really liked Rough Rider. He attached the beat on this song, but I think he does it with a lot less like reckless abandon. It's a lot more controlled. Top Files was my probably second favorite song on the album. It was just super personal. He does the opposite of what he does on Rough Riders, which he kind of lets him breathe a little bit more. He's able to get more melodic on it. I think his cadence was good. Yeah, it was just that was a pretty good song.
Yeah.
Now, Fire Stars, one of the worst songs I have heard in a very long time by a major artist. I will say that. So I texted Jason, and I was like, "Yo, do you hear this fucking like?" It almost sounded like it was you know when you turn on a TV, but there's like when we were young, and it used to be that it would like be staticky and shit. It would be like a little static every like. I noticed it at 48 seconds in the song, and then I noticed it like 3 times before the song ended. Again, Jason said he was like hitting his pop filter, and I was like, why the fuck would you not re-record that? Like, if I'm a major artist and I want my like art to be art, like I'm big. People will notice I'm big on like the art side of things. I don't really just. I just don't really listen to music to fucking party. Like that's not for me.
No, I agree, but
I
nobody really like can understand that, honestly.
yeah. Because I've gotten into arguments with a lot of people about this. That like I just need to feel a certain like it needs to make me feel something. And I can like music for just the way it sounds. That's probably why I listen to Travis Scott and shit. But it like just certain artists don't really do that for me.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why he would not re-record that because it is so obvious it's happening. And I'm not sure if like it was a production or an engineering issue. I don't know if it was him hitting his pop filter. I'll take Jason's word on that. But whatever it was, it needed to be redone. That song needed to be redone. And the bridge between the end of that song and the beginning of the next was fucking atrocious. The beat starts going down to bring you to the end of the song, and then it spikes back up a little, and it ends right there, and then it goes directly back down because the next song is very melodic. So I don't know why he didn't let the beat play out a little bit more, but there's fucking like 2 seconds in between him rapping and the song ending, and there needed to be at least 10. It needed to go down, back up, and then back down again to bring you into the next song smoothly. But it was not a smooth transition at all, like not even a little. So I don't think I gave Westside Gunn's album a rating. I'd give it a 9 out of 10.
I'd say 8 or 9.
Yeah, there's definitely room for improvement, but it was a great album. Youngboy's album, 5 out of 10. It was as average as it gets. Like it, I'm not gonna say it was terrible because it wasn't, but it was a really fucking average album. Like I don't understand why people love that guy. And again, I've never fucking robbed anybody. I've never popped perks. Like I've never done a lot of these things that like people who relate to Youngboy do, but I don't relate to his music. And like it's not for me. Like I respect people that like him because it's all opinion. Music is opinion and art is opinion, but that's not for me. So that's my Youngboy take.
So we're gonna move on to talking about Travis Scott's new single, and we're gonna call in my expert here and get an opinion from him. We're just gonna FaceTime him real quick.
Let the people know who it is. Also.
This is my friend Gavin Fitch, YouTube personality, stylist, piece collector,
yes.
the man, the myth. Oh, come on. Well, here, I'm gonna hang up and then you call me. Okay.
Wait, what's the problem?
His camera was messed up. Hey Gavin, what's up, man? Say hey.
What's good?
So we want to know your opinion on the new Travis Scott single. So tell the people.
I've kind of recently grown away from Travis Scott as an artist. I think he's a cool dude, but I think his music has been pretty mids lately, along with I don't really like the Kid Cudi feature. I think that was also mids. It could have been a lot stronger because both of them are pretty talented artists. But I was definitely disappointed in the two at the track. I'm expecting a lot more from both of them. Overall, though, I will say it was pretty cool in the Fortnite thing, though. Gotta throw it in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was overall mids. I definitely would listen to it, like, again, but I didn't think it was anything special.
You're something special.
Thanks, baby.
Thanks for putting your input. We appreciate it, man.
Thanks, bro.
All right, I'll see you later. All right. So my opinion on that. What?
You go.
Nah, you go.
Okay. I'm so happy you said that because I didn't want to go out on a limb and say this shit was trash. It's not trash because they're both like really good. What they are really good sound makers. They are great at making.
They both
like,
always been
great,
good at that.
Yeah, they're great at making sounds.
Mm-hmm.
Travis Scott could never speak another word again and still make great music because that's just who he is. I think he could produce for a lot of people. I think he's just great at making sounds. But what I will say is Kid Cudi needs to come a lot harder. He really pause again. He fucking his verse was so trash. It was incredible. The only like cool bar he had wasn't even that good. It was about paninis and him making bread. Like it was a little play on words. I really did not like the song. He needs to pick up the slack because Travis is not an MC and Kid Cudi can be. Kid Cudi normally is more of a sound guy, but he has features with people that can spit, like people like Kanye, you know, like people that are able to pick up the slack for him. He needs to do that if they're gonna. Did you hear the rumor that they're coming out with an album together and this was like the single?
I didn't hear that actually.
Yes. So last night, Travis, before that song came out, went live with Kid Cudi and they played another song on live that was 10 times better than this song already. Like, I just heard Kid Cudi start rapping and he was already talking more about like his feelings and shit. And like, it wasn't just some like trash shit like that they put out. Like, I don't understand why they put that song out. Maybe if Travis was like, oh, we're just going to do this little fucking Fortnite event. They want me to play a new song. Fuck it. Give them this one. Like, just get this out of the way. Give me my money and let's move on. What?
Get that check.
Yeah, like get the money, move on. Don't put out like our fucking best song for all the little Fortnite kids. We'll move on to that event a little later. But overall, it obviously sounds good because both of them can make good music. The beat's cool. The intro to them starting, the first like 15 seconds, I think it was, or something like that. It sounded really good.
Yeah.
But Kid Cudi definitely needs to pick up the slack if they're going to be an actual duo. Because that's what I heard is that the Scotts are going to be their fucking duo name.
Yeah.
And they're going to release music together. Kind of like Kanye and him did with the Kids
Wrong?
Ghost. No, like
yeah.
Kanye and Kanye and Cudi did.
So, you know how we're talking about clothes at the end?
Yeah.
Gavin's making an account right now, and I'm gonna add him to the call for it. He wanted to. He wants to talk about clothes.
All right.
Is that cool?
All right. Yeah, but are we gonna wait until we get to that point, or now?
He's making an account right now.
Oh,
so
okay.
he'll probably be ready to go by the time we get there.
All right. So do you have any additional stuff that you want to say about the song?
Both you guys kind of covered everything everybody has to say about it. I did think the cover art was pretty dope. The Cause.
Yeah, I actually did have that written down. I really liked that they did that little collab there. It looks sick. But the fact that the cover was the best part of the song is probably not a great thing for me. But yeah, it sounds good. It's just not a great song. And from them too, song makers.
Well, from two artists that are just so traditionally being great, to have them come together, like they've definitely come together better in the past.
Yeah. So I just didn't really understand it. if that is the reason, I hope Travis doesn't just come out and say that's the reason in a few years and it's not really the reason and they just released a trash song and they didn't know it would be trash.
Yeah.
I hope he doesn't do that. But if that's truly the reason, he just wanted the quick check and he knew that previewing a whole new song for Fortnite would get him more money, then yeah, I think that's okay. But other than that, I don't think the song was good.
Yeah. Are we gonna talk about the Fortnite event on top?
Yeah, after we have one more song, Juice
Yeah, the
WRLD
Juice
song.
WRLD.
So you can go first on this one.
So I saw a post on Twitter yesterday about it. Do you want me to share it with the podcast?
Yeah, sure.
So Juice was a prolific artist who dedicated his life to making music. Choosing how to share his upcoming music with the world has been no easy feat. Honoring the love Juice felt for his fans while shining a lot of his talents in his spirit are the most important parts of his process to us. Camilla Wallace announced the Live Free 999 Fund. Tonight we'll be releasing Righteous, which Juice made in his home studio. It's pretty dope. He is honestly the only artist other than Mac, really, that's died recently. And Nipsey Hussle. You didn't really hear much about him after, but that really got like I don't really want to say exploited, but like just mad shit dropped after they died, like Peep and X.
Yeah.
Like they were fucking juiced. And did you see?
Yes.
Peep, not to get off topic, but I mean it kind of is on topic. But Peep's mom is suing Peep Management now, like big time suing them.
Really?
Yeah, it's on her Instagram.
So she had nothing to do with milking him as an artist?
Well,
Okay, so that's
documentary, yes. But
I don't think that was really. I want to see. I don't want to get off topic again, but I really want to see a Mac Miller documentary, like from birth.
dude,
Not even just like. I know not everybody loves Mac Miller, so they won't do this. But like a fucking, I would love to see like a fucking 10-part like a Jordan documentary for Mac Miller because there is so many parts to his life. There's like the immediate breaking out as a fucking kid making party music for wealthy white kids to then now transforming into an artist dealing with drugs. There are so many different moving parts to his life. He had that little TV show that he did. Like there are so many different things that he did in his life that you can talk about.
I
And
want
I
to
would
hear
love
about.
to see that.
I want to hear him talk about faces. I want to hear him talk about the process. That
Yeah.
mixtape is just different. That
Because
mixtape.
I'm sure there has to be clips out there that they can pull of him like explaining at least a little bit about his life and like
There's
I know
interviews.
he's not here. Yeah, I've seen a lot of his interviews and I think they could pull some pretty good clips out of that. And
Yeah.
just like people, I would love to see different rappers and people talk about him because I know he was more well respected among his peers than he was among our generation and the generation above us. Like he was a lot more people respected him because they were musicians and they know what goes into it and they know how it affects you. Like right after he died, people are saying like, "Oh, he was a fucking druggie." Bro, you don't know what went into being an artist.
Yeah.
He had to deal with so much shit. Like it is incredible. I would love to just give some fame to some of those kids that talk shit about rappers and see what they do with it. They're gonna be fucking druggies. They're gonna use all their money in the next 2 years. There's so much that goes into being an artist that people just don't understand, and it's really sad. But yeah, so what I would say about the Juice WRLD song itself, it sounded beautiful. Obviously, it's Juice WRLD. The video was really well edited. I really like the video. I like the way that they sequenced the clips of him, and then the animation at the end was cool. It was a little more like anime style, and that he really liked that shit. So I think that they did a good job at doing what they think he would have liked to do and what he would have liked to see. I will say a lot of the lyrics were really tough to listen to. Just all the drug talk and all the depressed. I forget what he said. He said something about he felt like he was drowning or some shit like throughout the song. and it was just really hard to listen to. Like,
Yeah.
but it was obviously really good, you know. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's just what I have to say.
I haven't really been into Fortnite lately. I can't lie.
No.
Also, I was with Delaney last night, so I didn't really like get around to watching it. I mean, I've heard good things about it. I heard that it was dope.
Yeah, it was cool. It was really trippy, like just the colors and Travis becoming fucking 100 feet tall and walking through
Yeah.
the Fortnite map. Like, I'll be honest, I haven't played Fortnite in like 6 months, and I haven't really played Fortnite like to the point where I was like into it in probably over a year. But it was cool. I didn't join in because I actually just got a new PS4. I'll talk about that later when we talk about what we've been doing for quarantine. I just got a new PS4 and it was still downloading, so I didn't get to like go in and watch it live. But I
Yeah.
watched a YouTube video that IGN did on it right after, and it was cool. There was good song selection. They took a song off Beebs in the Trap.
You mean
it
Bird?
was oh yeah. My fault.
You know what song it was? I love that
What?
album. You know what song it was?
No.
I love
don't
that.
remember. I just have it written down that there was something on that. And then, all right, I have two more things. So one is more of like I'm annoyed, but I completely get it. There was no song off Rodeo, which I think is his best album, and I get it though. I looked it up. That album came out in 2015. I knew it came out a while ago. I thought it may have been 2016. My little brother is 9, and he plays Fortnite a lot. That would make him 4 years old when that album came out. So I completely understand why they did not have a song off that album on there. And
Yeah.
I also get this, but it was censored, which I completely understand that too, because you've got a bunch of fucking 8-year-old, 5-year-old kids watching this. So it
Yeah.
has to be censored. But it just sounded super unorganic, and I don't agree with censoring albums. I don't even agree with clean versions of albums because I don't think that's the way that the art she handled. And I think that if you're an artist, you should be able to express yourself. And I don't really like that. I think they should have just slapped a little like warning, fucking censored material if you're sensitive to that, and then click off. Like, don't watch this event. I think that would have been the better way to go about it.
For sure. I mean, if you go on Fortnite, will they do like a rerun of it or no?
There's gonna be one tomorrow. There's another
I'll
one tomorrow.
definitely check it
that
out.
they're doing. Yeah, I'll probably do that too.
Yeah.
So yeah, moving on to quarantine. How's your quarantine been?
It's horrible. Well,
Yeah.
okay. Well, so my mom isn't really letting me. So everybody's on quarantine. Nobody can really go anywhere. Delaney's mom is letting me see her, and like my mom's letting me see Delaney, and like I'm hanging out with Dom and Gavin once, but like all of them have just been chilling at home, and it's been on like
Yeah.
hike. So I've been editing a lot of videos. I've just been like definitely watching a lot of Malcolm in the Middle, a lot of 30 Rock, a lot of movies. I've been getting a lot of sleep. Haven't been doing a lot of schoolwork. I've been chilling my dog a lot. I've been working out a lot too.
Really?
Yeah, cause I cleaned out my garage when all this
Oh,
first
you
happened.
did?
Yeah, my garage has this big Smith machine in it, and then like
Yeah.
all the weights, and then I have a deadlift bar, and like I've been grinding a lot and stuff, and I don't know, I've just kind of been doing what I usually do, cause I usually just sit at home. So
Yeah. I don't even care.
what
It's
about you,
whatever.
bastard?
So I've been watching a lot of TV. So my stepmom is still like what do they call it? Necessary. She still has a necessary job. Essential worker. She's an essential worker. So she works at a hospital. So she's gone for like from 8 till like 30 every day. So when she's not home, me and my mom usually watch Breaking Bad because she's never seen it. My mom, like, bro, my mom has been watching Friends reruns for fucking 20 years. That's the only thing she watches. So I've been trying to get her into like shit that other people love, like she's always like, oh yeah, one of my clients, because she's a massage therapist, so she's not going to be able to work until probably the end of this because she's like super not essential and like still has a lot of contact with people. So I feel bad for her. She's not going to be, she's like worrying about that shit. But yeah, so when my stepmom's not home, we watch Breaking Bad usually. We're like halfway through season 2 right now. And then when my stepmom comes home, we watch The Wire. Because I saw like the first 3 episodes of that, but it was a little tough to get into. But now we're watching it. We're towards the end of season 2 on that. My PS4 broke like fucking, I think it was Friday. Yeah, it was last Friday. My PS4 broke, and I didn't get it until yesterday. But yeah, I got that back up and running, so I'll be able to play that at night. But honestly, like I've not been enjoying video games that much, just because it's like for the first month of quarantine, that's all I did was play video games, and now it's just kind of like getting old. So I'll probably just keep watching like Breaking Bad during the day and just play PS4 for a couple hours at night here and there. Especially on the weekends, I'll play a lot. But yeah.
But so yeah, this is our second to last segment called window shopping.
Okay.
It's gonna be a weekly roundup of just a couple pieces, we've been looking at, whatever.
Nothing crazy, just shit that like we've been liking over the last week.
Okay. Wait, can we swear?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gav, you can go first since you're the guest. We're having our other friend, our new friend Gavin Fit. He was on featured earlier and he decided to join the call, so he's just gonna go through a couple pieces that he's got saved. So what do you got?
I guess start with this pair of Tom Ford sunglasses I've been looking at. They're just like black and they have little gold head on them. Super clean, super simple, but I need a nice pair of glasses for the summer, so trying to get those if I can. I probably will end up copping this like puffer jacket from Undercover. It's this like black, or it's like a brownish black and it has pockets in the front. It's like I don't even know how to describe it. It's almost like a cargo jacket. I don't know what year it is, but super cool coat I found on WRLD, and I probably gonna end up getting that soon. Also looking at this hysteric glamour necklace. It's just got 3 guitar picks, and it just has like the logo on each of them. That's another thing I'm looking at. Oh, this is a very clean vintage NRA hat I found. Just has the NRA hit up top, and it has like an eagle flying across it. I thought that was super cool. Just like small hat. I don't know. I need another hat because you can never have enough hats, but
Yeah.
that one is pretty cheap, so I might snag that. Ooh, I've been actually eyeing. Shout out the homie Jake Howard. I've been eyeing his Jown Teach Peace hoodie.
Yeah. I wanted that.
Think I might snag that from him if it does fit me. I don't know. It's just his Teach Peace, but like the words are combined. It's very cool, very simple, but it's cool. I like it.
So my first thing is 2 pairs of shoes. The Witherspoons I've always loved. Bro, I'm so mad. I put in the fucking ticket for them when they came out at first. Could have got them for that, but fucking now they're $1,125 on StockX. Super cool shoe. The Dunk Low Plums. Purple's my favorite color. Those things are sick. 305. On WRLD, there was a Wile E. Coyote leather bomber jacket from '99. It was so sick. Bro, somebody put it up for $450. I was like, what the fuck? But they brought it down. It's all the way down to $120 right now. There was a Gargoyles tee single stitch from I think it was late '90s. The Gargoyles show. Have you seen that?
I know what it is. I've never seen that, but
It's on Disney Plus right now. it's a really cool like 90s cartoon. That's going for 80 beans. And then just like a Simpsons little like shitty shirt. The I See Dumb People tee. They're in like that like that like blue ghost looking.
Yeah. It's like Paranorman, like I See Dead
Yeah,
People.
yeah. That tee. And then an honorable mention, the Round 2 and CTM collab that they just put out. I fuck with CTM, and that shit was cool. Bro, I can't wait for the FTP and Lyrical Lemonade collab too. Because if you can't see right here, I'm gonna put the Travis the shitty box in the middle, and then I'm gonna have the FTP collab can on the right. So I can't wait for that.
Yeah,
So
probably
yeah, that's mine.
from that as well, actually.
Yeah.
We're gonna start with 2 pairs of pants. One are these fall winter 2003 number 9 pants. I don't know if this is the actual name, Gav, but they're called the Kurt Cobain jeans.
I think I've seen those. It says like it has like little writing going down the leg, right?
No, it's got like patches all over them like this. Then my second one is this pair of North Face Supreme slippers, and they're like the navy blue paisley ones. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Those are dope. And then I was looking at a pair of vintage Prada glasses last night. They're just regular like black, like kind of like block, big glasses. And then 2 more pieces I got this pair of Helmet Lang jeans that I still haven't copped from the Real. They're just like a regular like silver gray wash. There's like a little pocket on the back, which is pretty dope. But and then my last one is this 99 Rage Against the Machine self-titled long sleeve. It's just the long sleeve with the album on it. Well, we have to hear, Gav, before we do our closing of the first episode. I'll do a little interview with you since you've been doing a couple things lately. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your YouTube channel, videos you've been making?
I mean, it's all just like what I like to do. So I'll put out a video of just like anything, I guess. But just started it a couple weeks ago. Got like 80 subs, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Just do like clothing. So far, at least, I plan to do like interview other people's collections type of video, and then along with like a vlog type video where like we go somewhere, go shop, something like that. I don't know. I don't really have like any set idea for it. It's just whatever I think is cool and something I'd want to watch. So I just plan to keep grinding out the videos as much as I can.
Yeah.
Wait, I have another question. What did you think about V and Sunday's single or song?
Oh yeah, we already talked about that.
That was good.
Yeah, we talked about it already, but
I think that was very good. I was like kind of aware of Sunday like a while back, but like I forgot about him. And then like seeing him kind of like he dropped this other song called Sugar We're Going Out Again. And when he posted that, I like was like, oh my God, like I know this dude. Like, and then I heard the song with him and V, and I was like, oh, okay, this is like he's fire. This is gonna be something big.
How local is he?
He's like not New London, so I think like Groton maybe. I don't know exactly, but I know he's not from New London.
I don't think.
I'll be honest, I'd never heard of him, so that was a surprise to me.
I think he's from deeper Connecticut.
Okay.
I don't know exactly where he is, but I know he's not New London because everyone says he's New London and he hates that. But I think EJ, the kid that shot him, did a great job too. I just said he snapped on the visual. I think he's got something big coming too.
Yeah,
personally, but I do respect what he's doing. He's killing it.
Respect for music video directors.
Fucking map.
Yeah.
Honestly, though, I think if any people from CT are gonna do it musically wise, I think V and Sunday got the best chance.
Definitely. We were actually talking about how V has like one of the best chances to get out of get pop off,
He just has more star power than a lot of people. It's more than just music.
He's had a following for so long. Like
yeah.
before he got locked up, he had like 10K on Instagram, which that's
Isn't
not.
he cool with what's his name too? Fucking Cooper. Help me, my memory.
And he was cool with one of the Bloody guys, either
Yes,
Arthur or
Bloody
Dior.
O, right? I think it's.
I mean, from
He
what I've
says in
heard,
one of his songs, "Shout out Bloody O."
yeah, from what I've heard from his stories, like the way he tells shit is like very true in my opinion. Like you can tell like shit is not made up. But he just has like he used to like do shows in New York and like Bloody O would be there. Ray's Corrupted would be there. Like like he knew all those dudes before they popped off, and then they just
Fuck with Summer Walker too before she popped off. Remember that?
yeah he used to
That's
FaceTime
wild.
Summer Walker back in the day.
And then he was with Sarah Snyder too.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Nah, he's definitely got connections. He's got the talent. You just gotta keep pushing that shit. Make it out.
Yeah.
You got any more questions for him, Hunter? Or is he useless at this point?
He's pretty useless at this point.
But
Nah,
we're
I don't
gonna
have
close
one.
this out, Gav. So we're gonna kick you out.
All right.
I'll talk to you.
Thank you.
Wait,
Yeah.
how do I kick you out?
I don't know. I'm stuck here.
Just-
Knocking it up.
Nah, you just leave it yourself, I think.
Yeah, I just
We should leave this all in.
Wait, if he presses the end button, will it?
as if some shit.
Okay.
Let me. Wait, what did you went over before? I don't want to cover already covered topics. What? Oh, okay. Yo, tell me. Did anyone listen to the new Earl sweatshirt?
No, we actually
No.
didn't talk about the new Earl sweatshirt. No,
The new Earl sweatshirt. I think it was very good. You should listen to it.
we will.
I should.
What about the Juice WRLD song?
Oh, I liked it. Well, tough to listen to just because of what he was talking about and the subject
Yeah.
matter of it, but it was really good.
We did.
I agree.
We talked about like pretty much all the music that's released past week, and then the Fortnite event, and then what we've been up to during quarantine, and then the Scots, which you were on here for.
Dude, fucking. Do you guys see Youngboy featured his mom in a song?
Yes.
Yeah.
That shit is so funny.
Yeah.
I hate
Youngboy, but that's so funny to me.
She's crazy. Did you see the video where she was like attacking everybody that would ever come at her son? Like,
Yeah,
that was
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
insane. She's about it.
He
Not
was the
gonna
one that said he had herpes, though.
lie.
I could have sworn I saw something saying like she spread the herpes thing, like the rumor.
Does he actually have herpes?
I got no clue. I don't listen to him or know enough about him
No.
to know that. But
This was the first album I listened to. So fucking AI Youngboy came out.
I know like
Fully.
some songs that I mess with, but like I barely listen to him ever.
Yeah, I
But
literally just listened to it for this.
I listened to a couple songs off Lil Goddard's album. Not bad.
Yeah.
It's alright. It's what I expected. Just the same. I don't know. Kind of similar. Any new pickups? Anyone?
I might have a really, really awkward video coming out on the channel that this is going up on about shit that I've unboxed. But
Okay.
yeah, I have like I don't know. I got this like Looney Tunes jacket.
Oh, that's actually hard. Oh,
Yeah, it's cool. And then not much else. Not really. Cause of quarantine, bro. Like, no money. Not gonna lie.
I just been staying low on the purchases because
Yeah.
Gavin, you've been buying everything you see.
it's not true. Like, that's like a normal.
Quarantine? You've been spending more in like money in quarantine than you do regularly.
Nah, I'm actually not. Surprisingly, I'm saving more money.
It's either you're just like sending pieces more than like buying them, but I feel like you've been copping a lot.
I mean, I feel like it's like a normal amount of purchases for me, considering I do buy a lot of shit.
Yeah.
I'm also like still working, so like I do have a paycheck.
Yeah.
Like I'm not spending any of my paycheck on clothes. It's just all money I got back from selling. So I've had a lot of
Cooper,
money from paychecks.
Are you still getting paychecks, or did they stop after the first like 2
Dude,
weeks?
I never told you about that. You were in the car with me when I was on the phone with them, right?
Yeah.
You heard what they said, that they were gonna pay me?
Yeah, for like 3 weeks or whatever.
Mm-hmm. No, well, it was gonna be an average of the hours I worked for 3
but
weeks.
I thought it was gonna be for the next 3 weeks or whatever, like 2 weeks, something like that.
Yeah, it was like for 2 weeks, and then I didn't get paid the first week, and I was like, no, the fuck. And then he tries to tell me, he was like, oh yeah, you're a minor, so you can't get paid.
What?
So
It doesn't even make sense.
Right away, then I would have like saved my last couple paychecks because I knew they were gonna close. But I thought I was gonna still be getting like 150, 200 a week.
Yeah. Your mom, doesn't she get 500 for you because you're still underage?
I don't know. I don't.
With the whole
she had to close
stimulus shit.
She didn't get a check.
Really?
I didn't get a check. Wish I did.
Yeah, because I'm over 18, so my mom didn't get 500 for me.
Yeah, my parents said nothing for me.
Yeah.
I mean, file your taxes. You'll get some money next year.
That was our friend Gavin Fitch, everybody. You'll know him when he's famous.
Everybody will be famous.
And
we'll all be famous. Hopefully.
But this was just the first episode. We all hope you guys enjoyed it. You know, this has been something we've been wanting to do for a while, and we were finally surprisingly able to get none of our connections were messed up for this whole thing. So we were surprised to do it all.
The first time we tried to do this, we did it for like a half hour, and the call dropped like 6 times. It was every 5 minutes, bro. And we just did fucking 2 hours of the shit. I don't know how that happened.
On my TV. But anything else to add, Hunter?
Yeah, just stay safe, stay inside if you can. Yeah, just be safe, really.
Follow us on Instagram.
That's all we can say.
Subscribe to Gavin's YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube.
Link in the bio.
I'll have everybody's link in the description. Don't worry. But all right.
Yeah.
Wash your hands, you filthy animals.
That was Assorted Thoughts, everybody. Have a scrumptious day.